Around 1 million of us in the UK grow up without any contact with our fathers. 75-year-old Bill has never met his dad. During World War II, 240,000 African-American GIs were stationed in the UK. Many had relationships with local women, which resulted in the birth of 2,000 mixed-race babies. Bill is one of them.
I do remember that my mum had a photo of my dad. So when I had this photo, I used to carry it around with me all the time. Even when I was little, you know. I had it, and I lost it. That's all I had of him. And I keep having these flashes like that, yeah, that's what he looked like. But I can't remember him in the flesh, you know, I can't. I sometimes wish that I'd have started earlier to find out things when I was a bit more healthier. Hi, Stacey.
Since they last met, Chori and our team have been analysing Bill's genetic code, trying to track down any DNA matches and find his family in America.
I'm really looking forward to see what Tori can tell me.
Yeah, we'll stay here.
Yeah.
And are you happy to go through? And
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
As a geneticist, I can actually tell you it was a joy looking at the DNA that must come from your father's side. And that's because it actually gave really quite clear and detailed information. Now, because it was from your father's side, I thought, well, I'll have a look at his Y chromosome type. So the Y chromosome, putting it really simply, it has on it the gene for maleness. So the Y chromosome that you get is from your father, which came from his father, which came from his father, so on back through time. So the largest number of people who are carrying this type of Y chromosome in Africa are coming from sort of Congo, Cameroon, so West Bantu speaking individuals. And for me, that's quite interesting because we know that actually that's where the slave trade really started, was in this area. So you are actually getting matches with people who arrived in the US in the early 1700s in North Carolina and Virginia. But it's likely what was happening was they were working on the tobacco and the cotton farms,
plants, yeah.
probably until slavery was abolished in 1865. You're then getting matches with people who we know moved into Texas in the middle of the 19th century. So finding those matches actually helped us to find even more information about your father and his family. So we know that your father was actually with somebody before he met your mum. And they had a child.
Oh.
This would be your half-brother.
Oh, well,
His name is Don.
Well, that's, yeah, I'm just, yeah, that's news to me, real news. Like, you know, I thought there might be somebody when he went back. Yeah, it's quite a revelation, that, really.
So Don's born in 1933, and really sadly, he passed away about 11 years ago at the age of 76. I know your big question about your father was why didn't he come back for your mum and for you? Now, even if he had wanted to come back and marry your mum and bring you over to the US with him, it would have been impossible for him to do that. Back in the 1940s in Texas, it was actually illegal. Interracial marriage was a crime in Texas in the 1940s. You know, people went to jail. I suppose the other thing to remember is that even if your dad wanted to marry your mom in this country, he would have not have been allowed to get married. His commanding officer would have refused it.
Oh, right. So it wasn't really a choice that he could make. Turi, I really do appreciate what you've done.